INFJs are often saying those things. Let's find out if you do it as well. Number 1. This doesn't feel right. INFJs often use this phrase when they sense a discrepancy between their intuition and the current situation, decision, or direction. It reflects their reliance on gut feelings and emotional resonance as important indicators of authenticity and alignment with their values. In personal relationships, an INFJ might say this doesn't feel right when they perceive inconsistencies or intuitively sense underlying tensions in interactions with others. This phrase allows them to express their discomfort or unease without needing to articulate specific reasons immediately. It underscores their sensitivity to emotional dynamics and their ability to detect subtle cues that may signal discord or incongruence. Professionally, INFJs use this phrase during decision-making processes or collaborative decisions when they sense a potential mismatch between proposed ideas, strategies, or organizational values. For example, if they're evaluating a project plan or considering a career opportunity, an INFJ might comment, "This doesn't feel right," to voice their intuitive hesitation or reservations. This reflects their commitment to authenticity and their willingness to trust their inner guidance even in professional settings. In ethical dilemmas or moral considerations, INFJs use this phrase to navigate complex decisions based on their values and principles. When faced with choices that challenge their integrity or ethical standards, they might assert, "This doesn't feel right," to acknowledge their discomfort or ethical concerns. This phrase highlights their commitment to personal integrity and their willingness to uphold ethical standards, even when it requires challenging decisions or actions. During periods of personal growth or self-discovery, INFJs use this phrase to reflect on their own feelings and emotional responses. Number 2. I would, but I'm busy today. INFJs may use this phrase as a polite and non-confrontational way to decline social plans or commitments when they need time for themselves or when they prioritize other responsibilities. In social situations, an INFJ might say, "I would, but I'm busy today," when they feel overwhelmed by social interactions or when they simply need solitude to recharge. This phrase allows them to politely decline invitations without causing offense or misunderstanding. It reflects their respect for their own boundaries and their desire to maintain emotional balance by choosing when and how they engage with others. When faced with multiple obligations at work or in personal life, INFJs use this phrase to prioritize their tasks and manage their time effectively. So for example, if they have deadlines to meet or if they're focusing on personal projects or hobbies, an INFJ might respond to requests with "I would, but I'm busy today" to communicate their current priorities and commitments. This shows their conscientious approach to managing responsibilities and their willingness to balance social engagements with personal goals. In relationships, INFJs use this phrase to communicate their availability and to maintain healthy dynamics based on mutual understanding and respect. If they need time to address personal issues or to recharge after demanding interactions, they might express, "I would, but I'm busy today," to convey their need for space without causing tension or conflict. This reflects their commitment to nurturing relationships with authenticity and consideration for their own emotional needs. The underlying reason INFJs use this phrase is their desire for authenticity in social interactions and their commitment to self-care. Number 3. I understand how you feel. INFJs often use this phrase to express empathy and validate the emotions of others in various situations. They say it when they genuinely empathize with someone's feelings, whether it's joy, sadness, frustration, or any other emotion. In personal relationships, an INFJ might say, "I understand how you feel," when a friend or loved one shares their experiences or struggles. This phrase shows their ability to connect emotionally, acknowledging the other person's perspective and offering support without judgment. It reflects their deep empathy and their desire to create a safe space for open communication and emotional expression. During conflicts or disagreements, INFJs use this phrase to bridge understanding and diffuse tension. For example, if two friends have a disagreement, an INFJ might intervene by saying, "I understand how you feel. let's try to see things from each other's perspectives. This demonstrates their role as mediators who prioritize empathy and strive to foster mutual understanding and reconciliation. Professionally, INFJs employ this phrase in client interactions, team meetings, or leadership roles. When colleagues express concerns or frustrations, an INFJ might respond with, "I understand how you feel," to acknowledge their emotions and encourage collaborative problem solving. This phrase underscores their interpersonal skills and their ability to build rapport based on empathy and genuine understanding. The underlying reason INFJs use this phrase is their natural inclination towards empathy and their sensitivity to emotional dynamics. Number 4. I need some time alone to recharge. This one works kind of in tandem with number 1, but it's a lot more specific. You see, INFJs will often express this sentiment when they feel emotionally drained or overwhelmed by external stimuli. They value solitude as a means to replenish their energy and reconnect with their inner thoughts and emotions. In social settings, an INFJ might say, "I need some time alone to recharge after attending a busy event or spending extended periods interacting with others." This phrase reflects their need for solitude to process their emotions, reflect on their experiences, and regain a sense of inner balance. It's not about avoiding people, but rather about self-care and maintaining emotional well-being. During stressful periods at work or in personal life, INFJs use this phrase to create boundaries and prioritize self-care. For example, if they've been managing multiple projects or navigating challenging interpersonal dynamics, an INFJ might communicate, "I need some time alone to recharge," to signal their intention to step back and regain perspective. This allows them to prevent burnout and approach situations with renewed clarity and resilience. In creative endeavors or intellectual pursuits, INFJs value solitude as a time for introspection and idea generation. When working on writing, art, or problem solving, they might say, "I need some time alone to recharge," to carve out uninterrupted time for deep thinking and creativity. This phrase highlights their appreciation for quiet contemplation and their belief in the importance of solitude for fostering innovation and personal growth. In relationships, INFJs use this phrase to communicate their need for space and autonomy without causing misunderstanding or conflict. If they've been emotionally invested in supporting others or navigating complex emotions, an INFJ might express, "I need some time alone to recharge," to honor their own emotional boundaries and maintain healthy relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. The underlying reason INFJs use this phrase is their sensitivity to their own emotional needs and the recognition of the benefits of solitude for personal well-being. They view alone time not as isolation, but as a valuable opportunity for reflection, self-discovery, and renewal of energy. Number 5. Is it just because I nod and look interested and empathetic? 'Cause I got news for you. That's all an act. Well, okay, INFJs are not really saying this out loud, but there are moments when they might reflect internally on their outward demeanor. They might think, "Is it just because I nod and look interested and empathetic? 'Cause I got news for you. That's all an act." This inner dialogue often occurs when INFJs find themselves in social situations where they feel disconnected or emotionally overwhelmed. You see, despite their natural empathy and genuine interest in others' well-being, INFJs sometimes struggle with maintaining sustained engagement, especially if they're feeling mentally drained or emotionally taxed. In crowded or hectic environments, INFJs may put on a facade of attentiveness and empathy to navigate interactions smoothly. They nod, maintain eye contact, and offer supportive responses, but internally, they may feel detached or distracted. This internal reflection acknowledges the effort they expend to connect with others, despite their inner emotional state. In intimate relationships or close friendships, INFJs may use this self-reflection to assess their authenticity and emotional investment. They might wonder if their outward expressions of empathy and understanding genuinely reflect their internal feelings, or if they are merely going through the motions to avoid conflict or discomfort. During periods of personal introspection or self-discovery, INFJs might use this phrase to evaluate their personal interactions and emotional boundaries. They strive for genuine connections based on mutual understanding and empathy, but they also recognize the importance of maintaining emotional integrity and authenticity in their relationships. These videos will be really helpful for you.